I just told the team that tonight when they go to bed, they ought to thank God that we've got kids like those cadets at the Air Force Academy to be the custodians of our way of life, that are willing to go out there and sacrifice so much and put their lives on the line for people they don't even know. When I coached at the United States Air Force Academy, we had the same kind of young men. And every so often we were able to rise up and beat a top ranked team. We did it several times when I was a coach at Air Force as well. They don't have the talent to do it day in and day out, but on a given day they can. And they threw really good arms against us. You saw the last kid was throwing 97 miles an hour. I mean, I never had kids like that when I was at the Air Force Academy, to be honest with you. And the reliever they brought in, the starting pitcher, they all did a really super job. And their kids compete at the plate. And they made plays in the field. I mean, the last inning, Doty smashed that ball, and their second baseman made a really nice play under pressure, which is what you expect out of kids that go to the Air Force Academy. The guys are talk about pressure. They're going to be flying, $100 million aircraft, and there's no option but to win. So to field a ground ball or to pitch in the ninth inning with a 1-run lead should be nothing for them. It's a tough loss for us, obviously. There's a lot of areas that we need to improve in, and we're gonna address them, and we're gonna get better. And it's only the second game of the year. We got a tough game tomorrow. We'll get ready for that.
Paul, had Devin Fontenot thrown too much the day before to come in here in the ninth inning?
Yeah, this time of year, Wilson. Yesterday we had a 3-run game. We got him up because it was a save situation, and then Zach Arnold hit that 2-run homer. Typically, I wouldn't have brought him in with a 5-run lead, but he was already warmed up and hot, and it was as though he had pitched in the game already because he had thrown several warm-up pitches. So it's not just the 23 pitches he threw in the game yesterday, but it was also all of the warm-up pitches that he threw. And it's just too early in the year to bring him back on back-to-back days. If this was an SEC series a month from now, then he would have been in the game in the ninth inning. But this is how the young pitchers, the young kids have to cut their teeth. You have to bring them in if you just pitch them when the game's not on the line, they're not really growing. And I thought Ty Floyd, aired it out. He was throwing 93 miles an hour to a couple of close pitches that were called balls that changed the count for him on the first batter. And next thing you know, he's in a jam. And then, I decided to go to Aaron George. Aaron had only thrown 10 pitches yesterday, and he's kind of got a rubber arm, and he had a little difficult time finding the strike zone there. The 3-2 pitch to their leadoff hitter. I'm amazed that the kid laid off of it, really. He had thrown 2 consecutive fastballs, made the count 3-2, and then, threw a slider, and it didn't miss by much. And the kid showed a lot of poise laying off the pitch to draw the walk, which tied the game. So, we just couldn't use Fontenot today. It's too long of a season. It would have been too risky to bring him in today.
I can ask another here. When it comes to Will Helmers and what he was struggling with at third base, just how do you coach a kid who has had very little experience at that position? And, it's so early in the year. Just how do you go about sort of handling that with him?
Yeah, let me tell you something. I told our team after the game, do not point fingers at anybody. We win as a team and we lose as a team. I didn't specifically mention Will Helmers, but I'll tell you this. Will Helmers is a wonderful kid. He's a great competitor. He'll do anything for the team. And if anybody is to blame, it would be me for throwing the kid into the difficult situation, with not that much experience. It's not a secret that, third base has been a problem for us in the lead up to the season. And, Will look good in practice, and, boy, the ball just sure found him. He had so many tough chances, and he made some of them. I mean, he made several good plays. It's just, the ones that'll stand out to you are the ones that he didn't make. And, nobody feels worse than him. I love the kid. I think he's a winner. He's a competitor. He'll be fine after this. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do with third base going forward, but whether he's back on the mound or what we do with him, it's not going to hurt him. He's too tough mentally for this to bother him. And, I know he feels bad about it, but, I love the kid and, I believe in him. He's a winner.
Anything else for Coach Mainieri?
I think Ron had a question.
I got a question, Paul. You may have got. I came in late. You may have said this. Gio's injury. You have any idea what it is? And I guess the line change you made paid off because second day in a row had a big hit. I mean, from the lineup change.
Yeah, look, I haven't talked to the trainer about it yet. I haven't looked into it yet, Ron. I came straight here for this press conference, but it looked to me like he pulled his hamstring. I don't know the severity of it. As much as I do, so I'll go down there and check on it as soon as I finish here.
What did you learn in just 2 games so far? What have you learned about your team? Obviously, they struggle some with the plate, but what have you learned so far?
Well, we obviously, the concerns I had going into the season kind of reared their heads already. Our left side of the infield is a little bit of a struggle. Zach did make a nice play on the ball to his right, and he threw the runner out at third base. I think that was the only chance we've had in 2 games at shortstop. So I'm still, that's still a situation that we're hoping will be okay. Obviously, third base is a question that we're going to have to find some kind of a solution there. And certainly we need to swing the bats better than we did these first 2 games. Again, a lot of it today, I tip my hat to the Air Force kids. They threw the ball with some commitment and conviction and some talent. Yesterday, I thought, we should have hit the ball certainly a lot better than we did, but we're going to have to find the answers to the hitting, especially hitting against velocity, because in our league, you're going to face guys throwing hard all the time. And we've got to be able to generate the bat speed and get around on those guys. So we'll figure it out. We're going to keep working. And this is what happens in the early games of the season. You end up losing some games that, you have to find out stuff about your team, and we'll huddle up as a staff and figure out who to give an opportunity to and who to stick with, and we'll go forward.
Landon, hey, it's Wilson. You're obviously not able to do much there in the 9th inning as that's all unfolding. What was it like for you to sort of feeling maybe, helpless or something as your fellow teammates there just struggling to get the ball over the plate and throw strikes?
Yeah, well, all I can do there is support my teammates, Ty, unfortunately, couldn't find his release point and struggled to throw strikes, and that's part of this game. And I was in that same situation when I was a freshman too. Coach kind of threw me into the fire and see what I was made of, and similar to him, I didn't do so well, and we can do nothing but learn from that. And I'm going to be there for Ty and as a resource, as a teammate to help him through this. It's not going to be easy for him. He reminds me a lot of myself. I hadn't failed much coming here or before coming here, and experienced failure the very first time you're coming out. And but he's going to be very good for us. I think Ty is one of our better freshman pitchers, and he's going to be very good for us headed down the stretch.
Like you were just saying that, like, what kind of it's really in the immediate aftermath of the game might be hard to say, but like what kind of things would you want to sort of impart on Ty after a experience like this from your own history that you think will be helpful?
Well, there's nothing Ty can do about what happened today, going forward. He can't dwell on what happened today and continue to have that mindset of reliving what happened today. If he does that, then it's just going to keep happening again. And that's why, I'm going to really lean on Ty and or allow him to lean on me just to make sure that doesn't happen, because that he's going to be a big part of this pitching staff coming in the back end, and and to make sure that he keeps the right frame of mind and looks forward instead of backward is going to be key for him.
Hey, Landon, yeah, you were able to go obviously 5 innings today and looked like you had pretty strong command of your fastball, maybe a little bit less so on the off-speed stuff. But just kind of how would you assess, your first outing of the season here?
Yeah, well, you said it, man. I mean, fastball command I was very very pleased with. If I could get my slider, just one ball down, on a lot of those sliders, I think I would have got, I probably would have ended up with 8 punch outs instead of 4. But that's just things that come with time. First outing, I wasn't scheduled to go, past 5 innings, and I was really emptying the tank there at the end, and unfortunately I couldn't get a couple of those sliders down that, usually would be punch outs, and they were just able to stay with it. But, that's part of the game. And, I did my job as a pitcher. I kept us in the game at that point. And that's all coach asked us to do.
I'll ask one more if I can, real quick. Not to say anything, really about Will. I mean, he's, in a tough spot there, kind of getting thrown in at third base, but just how was he kind of responding after those errors there in the dugout? What did you see from him in between innings and that kind of thing?
Who's that? Who are we talking about?
Will Helmers. I mean, just what did you see from him as this was going on today? He had a tough day out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's part of the game. If errors didn't exist, no one would have to worry about them. That's part of the game. Things like that happen. He's a young player. He was pitching and hitting, at one point. So it's hard to do that. It's very, very hard to do that. And the more time he gets to spend out there and, catch more ground balls, get comfortable over there, and the better he's going to do, man. And just like Ty, he's gonna get past today, and he's gonna look forward to tomorrow, and he's gonna do well tomorrow, and I believe. And so I mean, we're gonna just have to leave it at that.
Hey, Cade, you slide across home plate there in the 8th inning. You rip off your helmet. You're screaming. It seems like y'all have the lead again. What's kind of going through your mind in that moment, and then how did it change there in sort of the last inning?
Yeah, Zarnik came through the clutch hit. Runners on second and third. Just fired up. We retook the lead. Grinded out some at bats. Just fired up. Put ourselves in a good position. Sometimes the game just happens to fall that way. Some things happen in the ninth. End up letting it slip away. But can't think too much about it. We got another game tomorrow. Just know we're going to get the job done next time in that situation. Just lessons to be learned. I thought we did some good things today. Obviously, some things that we can improve on. Defense, offensively, and we're going to continue to correct those mistakes and until we get them perfect. So.
Hey, Cade, obviously, you're a veteran on this squad, and I mean, I'm just curious as to what maybe your message is to a younger player like Will Helmers, who kind of has a little bit of a struggle out there today. Just you go over and talk to him in the dugout. I mean, just kind of what's the message to him as he's going through those struggles?
Right. Yeah. I mean, as a teammate, you just got to keep your guy up. You got to, just say, hey, man, just let it slide. Next play is coming to you, make that play. But on the flip side, baseball is a tough game. The ball always finds you. It's kind of funny how that works. When things are going wrong, the ball keeps finding you. But no, I mean, I'm going to continue to talk to Will, just be there for him. The game's not easy. So he made a couple mistakes today. We're going to forget about that. I know he's going to make the play next time. The kid works extremely hard. We're going to continue to count on Will. He's one of our best players we have. So, I mean, we're going to throw him in. But nobody's losing confidence in Will. It's his second time being out there. So, I mean, he's learning. So that's all we can ask is for him to keep competing, keep giving us his best. And that's all you can really ask for in a player.
Yeah, Cade. Just the first couple of games, some offensive struggles for the entire team. Is this something that just happens in the first couple of games when you start to see different pitching rather than your own everyday in scrimmages?
I don't know, honestly. We've been putting good swings on balls. Sometimes we've been giving them easy outs. We just got to continue to clean it up, continue to just, improve our consistency at the plate. Also, we just need to, be a hard out every time. Don't give them anything such as like lazy fly balls, strikeout looking. We always got to go down swinging and put balls in play. But I mean, no one's hitting the panic button on our offense. I think we have a great offense, and I think you're going to see that here coming pretty soon in the next few games. I'm not panicking at all. No one in our team, our coaching staff's panicking either. So I think we'll be fine going forward.
Hey, Cade, just kind of on the other side of that, on the offensive spectrum, Trey really has come out on fire these first 2 games. I mean, what have you seen from him from a confidence and just a voice standpoint that's allowed him to have so much success here in the first 2 games?
Yeah, Trey's been doing really well. Start off the season. He's a good player, great player for us. He's seeing the ball well right now, putting good swings on the ball. Expect him to continue doing that forward. He's a great player. He's a good hitter. He's a good fielder. So, I mean, I think you're going to see that from Trey all season long, just tough at bats. That's what he does. He's a grinder. So I think you can see that from Trey all season long, to be honest. Not necessarily saying he's going to get a hit every time, but he's going to be a tough out every single at bat he steps in.